I'm back. Yes. Hi there, Marion and Cedar Rapids area. I say Marion first because I am in Uptown Marion, where everything is happening apparently, and I'm hanging out today in one of the newer businesses in Uptown, the Marion Merchant. I'm here with Rob. Hey, Bob Klein. And we're going to talk a little bit about the Marion Merchant and, you know, basically tell Rob's story, tell the story of the Marion Merchant. But a couple of things about Rob. One that is very, near and dear to my heart is he's a veteran. So we'll talk a little bit about that. And so the Marion Merchant is one of the veteran-owned businesses here in Uptown Marion. And it's in the old... I don't know if you remember this. You're from Cedar Rapids, but you aren't from Marion. Do you know what used to be before the Magic Shop?
Before the Magic Shop, it used to be a bookstore.
Yes, it was the paperback trader.
Yep.
I used to come in here and just come out like I was like the little kid, and I'm not talking about full grown man. I'm talking about like a 10-year-old with like paperbacks just stacked up under my chin, and walking out because you get books for like 10 cents.
Oh yeah,
those old paperback books for like 10 cents a copy, so it was great. But anyway, let's talk about the Marion Merchant a little bit, though. So first off, I just want to know a little bit about you, Rob. So, prior service, veteran, Army,
Yes.
Iowa National Guard.
Active duty for 12 years,
Okay.
and then transferred to the Iowa National Guard.
Awesome, fantastic. MOS.
Oh, I had 52 Delta, 91 Delta, 92 Yankee, 91 Bravo, and that's what I ended on.
Okay, so now everybody out there, they think that like all of us in the military, we all know all the MOSs. But I'm medical, and I only know my medical series. So what is that? Do it.
12 years as a generator mechanic, and then I switched over to unit supply, then a wheel mechanic, so Humvees, LMTVs. But with the supply and the wheel mechanic, I was a supply sergeant for the National Guard, training NCO, readiness NCO, and battalion assistant.
Oh,
operations.
you had all the power.
I had
You were the guy behind the guy.
behind the guy.
Yeah, see, and that's what always happens. There's always like the guy, and they're like, yeah, where's the guy behind the guy? And apparently Rob was the guy behind the guy. All that unit supply, maintenance, and then he went into readiness and basically like unit admin.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Oh, it was
Awesome.
a workload for sure.
Yeah. And deployments?
I did. There was all on active duty. So 03 to 04 was in Iraq. 07 to 08, so that was a 15-month tour in Iraq, and then 11, 12 in Afghanistan.
Nice. Well, thank you for your service.
Thank you.
Yep. So now it's all behind you.
Yes, it is.
You have retired
Yes, I have.
with active duty,
Active duty.
which is totally different from like I'm Iowa Guard. I'm just getting my 20 this year, and I have to wait almost 15 years before I even see my pension. So, but active duty is a little bit different.
Mm-hmm.
So out in 20, you got that sweet pension going.
Yes, I do.
And so you got out, and what'd you decide to do?
Well, I decided to go back to work in a factory. They held my job for 8 years as I finished out my career with
Sweet.
Iowa National Guard. Bless their hearts. They were very kind to me. But I quickly found out that factory life was not for me.
Yeah.
The daily grind, the same thing every day. I had to find something else to do with myself, so I turned to woodworking.
Nice.
And I found my passion.
That's fantastic. So now, had you done woodworking in the past, or was it?
I've always dabbled in it. I've always
Okay.
had the tools, but I never really committed the time because being in the military, you're always traveling, schools, deployments. You're always busy, so you don't have time. And what time you do have, you want to spend with family. So, no, I didn't commit a lot of my time to woodworking until
Sure.
I retired.
Awesome. And so, what possessed you to open up your own shop?
Well, who doesn't want to work for themselves?
yeah.
Who doesn't want to be their own boss?
Sounds great on paper.
It
It,
does
really
sound-
does. Yeah.
Yeah, until you got to figure it all out
Right.
yourself. That's a trial in itself. But I always wanted to own my own business. I had an idea of what I wanted to do, and I thought it was going to be restaurants. But that's a whole lot of mess that I didn't want to deal with,
Yeah.
and I can be as messy as I want to be woodworking. I can make dust.
No health
clouds,
codes.
No health codes. I just wear a respirator and safety glasses and hearing protection, and I'm good. But that's what I found that I wanted to do. That there's real heart and soul in wood, every piece is unique. No two pieces are the same. So
Mhm.
if you really try to find the beauty in that wood and in the grain, you can make something special.
Do you have a favorite type of wood that you like to work with?
I love walnut.
Okay.
But I do like hard maple. It's just when you're carving, it holds its shape truly, and there's really little to no fine debris left afterwards. So if you get it nice and clean, it stays nice and clean.
Awesome. So, okay, so you have this idea that you want to create this shop, so you come up with the Marion Merchant.
Mhm.
How was the process of finding a space and kind of knowing that this was it? Like I can see that as a realtor, that hunt for the perfect home, space for your business, whatever it is. So was this something you were like, this will do, or like what was the story behind finding this area, this spot?
It hit me.
Yeah.
So last fall when I decided to go on this adventure,
Mhm.
I initially started looking into retail spaces, and the first place that I called was the owner of this building because there was a space for lease upstairs.
Sure.
And I told him what I wanted to do, and he said, "Well, there's like 32 stairs going up there. You sure you want to be hauling all this heavy stuff in and out of there?" I said, "No, I don't." And he said, "Well, we have this space opening up in February,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't know what you think about it, but it's the magic shop. And if anybody who knows where the old magic shop is and what's going on with Marion,
Yeah.
it's going to be a spot. It's going to be what you can do with it will be a staple within the community."
For sure.
So it really hit me when the first person I called, he said, "Here it is," and I jumped right on it. I didn't do any looking more than one phone call and one meeting.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So it really worked out. That really worked well.
It did.
Yeah, I mean it's such a great spot. For those of you that don't know, I mean we're in a very old building.
Mhm.
Do you know a year on it? I don't.
Well, I know I don't exactly know the year that it was built, but I have a sketch from an artist from 1939
Okay.
on when it used to be the bank.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. So for those of you that don't know, and I know I already talked about the paperback trader, but maybe you don't know what I'm talking about. But if you've been down Main Street in Marion, we're right across from Marion Square in the corner property. So I mean, we are right on the corner, and they've just set up this little walking mall out here in Uptown. It's got fire pits, and I mean, I can't imagine what they're going to do with it, but I'm guessing they got some pretty cool plans. I'm hoping for some of this.
Performances,
Yeah.
events, the markets that go on once a month throughout the summer, and then during those big events they close down the street, so there'll be walking in between the park and the plaza, and people can just walk freely and within the community and get to know all the local shop owners.
Sweet. Yeah, it's just so cool. It's happening down here. So now, what do we have? What do we have here at the Marion Merchant? What are you peddling, Rob?
So unique gifts, decor, and
Mhm.
more. We really want it to be your mom and pop locally crafted shop.
Yep. And what you'll see around is you'll just see a lot of really cool wood designs, wood carvings. Seeing some American flags. But I mean, I think that one thing that you would like to make sure and focus on is it's not all veteran focused. There's a lot of really cool stuff in here. I knew I was going to interview Rob today, and I brought a coin for a military coin for him to do a little bit of work with for a friend of mine as a gift. How's that worked out for you? How do people usually come in? Do they contact you? Do you go to a website? Like how do people get hold of it? Aside from just like walking in the door, is there another way to like reach out? Or?
Walking through the door is the primary means. Somebody
Okay.
comes in, they see this patriotic appeal, and they have a family member who served, and they want to honor them in some way. So we come together and form an idea of what would be a best fit for them.
Mhm.
People contact me through my website, themarionmerchant.com, or through Facebook as well. So people see what I post, and they're like, "I have this idea. Can we make something happen?" And I say, "Absolutely."
Very cool. Awesome. Yeah, I mean, I think that it's just really cool to have that element down here. I don't think there's anything else like it in the Uptown area.
Not that I've seen.
So yeah, that's fantastic, and it's cool to see. If you guys don't know the Marion Chocolate Shop, shout out to Ben and Katie Davis down there. But I mean, it's cool to see these veteran-owned businesses popping up. And I was thinking about it even while we were talking just now. I was thinking about it. I wonder if part of it is the reason that we haven't seen a lot, and maybe we're seeing more now. Maybe I'm just seeing more now, but it's the retirement thing, or it's people that are starting to that we did Iraq, we did Afghanistan, right or wrong, we're out of both countries now for the most part, and we're starting to see that transition of those veterans, those combat veterans that are transitioning out of that military life and trying to find that thing that they're passionate about. And obviously, Rob's found woodworking, so that's fantastic. To the joy of everybody here that can come and pick and buy something from the Marion Merchant or order something. So fantastic.
I think a lot of that, we saw it after World War II as well. A lot of the veterans coming back, they started businesses, they joined organizations, and they did more. And I attribute it to the pace of military life or deployment life, and that fast pace, that high demand, and civilian life doesn't necessarily require that. So they almost put it on themselves.
Well, and you just can't stop.
Can't stop.
You really can't. You really can't.
As much as you try.
It doesn't matter if I'm home or if I'm working. I could sit down, but there's always something. There's always something that's got to get done. You know what I mean? So anyway. Well, Rob, did you have anything else that you wanted? Is there anything you wanted to plug? Are there any events coming up that you're excited about that the Marion Merchant's going to be taking part of, or anything like that?
Absolutely. We normally hold regular business hours, but October 7th is the Marion Chocolate Walk, and a lot of participating vendors and the smaller shops are going to be participating in that. So you hit each participating vendor, and they're going to offer you a specialty chocolate or just a little piece of something just to get people out about in the community and say hi.
Very cool. So the Marion Chocolate Shop, October 7th. Is that going to be evening, I'm assuming?
Yes, it is.
Okay, very cool. Rob, thanks so much.
Thank you.
Check out the Marion Merchant. If you have something that you want, if you're trying to think of that thing for a loved one, they're super hard to shop for, but maybe come into the Marion Merchant and you get a personalized gift, handmade here in Iowa. Just real quick, I know we didn't talk about before, but I wanted to mention it real quick. I loved when you were talking before about how everything here is specialized, and I mean, we were talking about you can order stuff on Etsy, but you just don't know what the quality of that is. You don't get to see that until you've bought it and it's coming to your home. Here, Rob, he's got his gear set up in the back. He's been telling me all this other stuff he's going to be bringing in here, so he's making everything right here in the shop, custom made for you. So come check out the Marion Merchant. Come check out Uptown Marion. Thank you so much for watching. Click like, subscribe to my channel. All right, this is Tim Nash, Scope Realty. Have a great day.